massage is a fixed price. It's the real thing too. Nothing shabby about these traditional all-male hammams. This one over 100 years old and with a reputation for not exactly sparing the rod. By the time we've been steamed, boiled, beaten, soaked and then rinsed in freezing cold water by a lot of large hairy Syrians, I'm surprised to find that it wasn't that bad after all. Maybe it's the towels. There aren't any fluffy towels left in Baron's Hotel in Aleppo. Baron's was built in the early 1900s by the Mazlumians, an Armenian family, and run by Koko Mazlumian until his death in 1993. Koko's English wife, Sally Mazlumian, is another traveller who came and never left.
Oh, that's Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie Manwin. And James Morris and Amy Johnson.
It's like turning the pages of history, isn't it? Lawrence stayed here too.
Yes, but unfortunately he's not in the book.
Was this place full of a certain elegance and palm court music, as it were, and potted plants, and people wearing evening dress, and
evening dress,
the
certainly.
clink of champagne glasses? And
certainly champagne. I'm not so sure about palm court music.
So tell me, when you came out here and you fell in love with Koko, were you swept up in the romance of meeting this wonderful Armenian hotel keeper?
I didn't really know that he was an Armenian hotel keeper.
Oh, really?
In fact, I didn't know his name for a long time. They say marry in haste, repent in leisure. I never did. And our marriage lasted 45 and a half years.
Baron's is one of those classic travellers' hotels, a dusty shadow from the elegant age of the Orient Express.
I live in a sort of limbo now. I mean, with my husband, I was very happy we were together, and although we were unhappy at the state of affairs, we were together, and I have my son who's working marvels. It's hard now. It's very, very difficult. I just sort of live for today and hope I can take what comes tomorrow, whatever it is.
An oasis like no other, Palmyra is the jewel in the crown of the Syrian desert. Once a great trading city, quite literally in the middle of nowhere, Palmyra dominated the trade routes from the east, but, like Petra, lay abandoned and lost for hundreds of years. It's getting dark and I'm looking for a Bedouin man I met in this area 2 years ago.
He's just over here, I think. I said Motor Hamdu, and he recognized it immediately. So I think he lives down that dip over there. Okay, shukran. Assalam. Inshallah.
يا أهلين الحمد لله إن شاء الله
It's another one of those wonderful arm-waving encounters where somehow Mota Hamdou and I managed to say it all with our smiles, a few grunts and some hand-holding.
London.
I'd come back, and that's what was important to Hamdou and his friends. I'd remembered them.
My name
is Hamdou.
اسمي my name Hamdou.
My name is Simon. Your name is Khada.
نعم.
شلون هيش معناته يعني؟
Thank you. بس.
مشان التصوير.
Very strong. Huh? Please.
راجع يصور يعني.
We drink many cups of strong Bedouin coffee that night before the best bedding is laid out on the sand.
Shukran.
Another tradition involves being tucked in by your host. Once he's convinced we're settled, he then beds down next to us, just to make sure we remain properly covered throughout the long, cold night.
Masalama.
It's 5:30 a.m. and time for the big Bedou breakfast. Well, at least a flavour of Old England. Rice pudding, custard, rhubarb compote and biscuits.
Our cultural best.
With no breakfast for their own to prepare, the women watch in amazement.
Hamdou.
But would our friendship survive this culinary drama, as headman Hamdou has the honour of the first taste?
البنية.
The pièce de résistance. A pop tart.
هذا خبز بحساب.
Success. The result, Pop-Tarts 10, Bird's Custard 4.
يعني أهم أكلة صحراء عنا إياها. إذا شينا نبسطون.
Mota Hamdou, you don't understand. 2 months from England, no bird's custard. It was time to go.
Next time, inshallah.
I don't know whether we'll ever meet again, but we both say we will. No parting between nomads could ever be otherwise.
Mota Hamdou, we go right or left?
As usual, in the middle of nowhere, the directions are confusing to say the least. In the end, I suppose it's just down to instinct and the compass.
Let's go.
But we have to be careful. There's Iraq just ahead, and a long and dangerous detour through Kurdistan before we can reach the border with Iran.
Restless lover, spread your wings.
Thank God we had a good breakfast.